गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरदारी ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजाकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद डिवाइन ग्रेस ऐसी भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजाकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय। श्री मथुरा धाम की जय। मायापुर नवदी धाम की जय। गंगा यमुना माय की जय। भक्ति देवी तुलसी देवी की जय। समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय। Nitai Gaur Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutala Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami. Namaste Saraswati. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashta Praeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamasloki Bhaktir Bhavati Naistaki. Hare Krishna. We are reading from Śrimad Bhāgavatam, third canto, status quo, chapter 24, the renunciation of Kardama Muni, text 45. Vasudeve Bhagavati Sarvagni Pratyak Atmani Parena Bhakti Bhavena Labdhatma Mukta Bandhana. Vasudeve Bhagavati Sarvagni Pratyak Atmani Parena Bhakti Bhavena Labdhatma Mukta Bandhana. Vasudeve Bhagavati Sarvagni Pratyak Atmani Parena Bhakti Bhavena Labdhatma Mukta Bandhana. Bhagavad Gita. Words to words meaning. Vasudevi to Vasudeva. Bhagavati, the personality of Godhead. Sarvagni, omniscient. Pratyak Atmani, the super soul within everyone. Parena, transcendental. Bhakti Bhavena, by devotional service. Labdhatma, being situated in himself. Mukta Bandhanaha, liberated from the material bondage. Translation and purport by divine grace. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swāmī Srila Prabhupada. Translation. He thus became liberated from conditioned life and became self-situated in transcendental devotional service to the personality of God, Vasudeva, the omniscient super soul within everyone. Please repeat after me responsibly. He does because liberated from conditional life and became self-situated in transcendental devotional service to the personality of Godhead. Vasudeva, the omniscient super soul within everyone. Purport by divine grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swāmī Srila Prabhupada. When one engages in transcendental devotional service of the Lord, one becomes aware that its constitutional position as an individual soul is to be eternally servitor of the Supreme Lord, Vasudeva. So this is the one sentence. I would like to go very clear understanding of Krishna consciousness. First of all, I would like to highlight on like a pronunciation, very, very important. Okay? In the back side, see, every book of Srila Prabhupada, mostly Bhagavad Gita and Bhāgavatam, it is explaining in Sanskrit pronunciation guide. Very, very important. For whom? Haribol? For whom? For the devotees. Haribol? Listen now. You have to listen. We are here to listen. Okay? So here, Sanskrit pronunciation is very, very important. Vasudevi Bhagavati Sarvagni Pratak Atmani Parena Bhakti Bhavena Labdhatma Mukta Bandhana. Here I would like to say about this word Vasudeva. Okay? Words to words meaning, it says Vasudeva. I would like to say, Shankaracharya, he composed nice prayers to Lord Krishna. In that prayer, one of the prayer is, Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Bande Jagadgurum. Nice prayer. Vasudeva Sutam Devam. What does it mean? Krishna, son of Vasudeva. Vasudeva Sutam Deva. Kamsa Chanura Mardanam. He killed Kamsa and Chanurara, that's what the prayer. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanurama. Devaki Paramanandam. So, Krishna appeared to give pleasure to Devaki. Devaki Paramanand. Krishnam Vande Jagadguru. The word Jagadguru, words coming. Interesting. We have to study very deeply. Krishna consciousness, Prabhupada says, everything is there. There is nothing. So we have to know also. We're supposed to. That's what the devotees. What I'm trying to say, like a Shankaracharya is called Jagadguru. Okay? Those that are coming in that line, they all call themselves Jagadguru. But that is not a fact. They are not Jagadguru. Am I right? Over whatever, everything is like that only. Even in our Acharya, Vaishnava Sampradaya also. What I'm trying to say, that is I see, Shankaracharya is called Adi Shankaracharya. You understand? Adi. Why it's mentioned Adi? Original. Krishna is the Jagat Guru. Afterwards, Shankaracharya is Jagat Guru. We all know he is the incarnation of Lord Shiva. These words are applicable to Shankaracharya. I try to say that these are all very, very important for our understanding. Adi Shankaracharya. That day, I heard Prabhupada was not so happy to call him as a Jagat Guru. He is Prabhupada. So what I try to say, so Jagat Guru, Krishnam one day Jagat Guru. Krishna is the original spiritual master. That is why he is called also Gita Acharya. Lord Krishna is called Gita Acharya. Because he is teaching Bhagavad Gita. Acharya. So this is the point I would like to say. Now the Vasudeva, you can see first canto Bhagavatam. Can anybody can recite that sloka about this word comes? Loudly. Okay, that is also good. One second one. Vasudeva Bhagavati. Okay, nay. Like this, many places Vasudeva comes. Vasudeva Paraveda, Vasudeva Paramaka, Vasudeva Parayoga, Vasudeva Parantapa, Vasudeva Parang. So it is interesting, right? We have to go very deep understanding of Śrimad Bhāgavatam. That's why the 6 Goswamis were doing that in Vrindavan, right? You might have heard. All the Goswamis come together, they discuss on Śrimad Bhāgavatam. And they have written wonderful books, especially of course. Last time Devamrita Swami was explained, no? Lagu Bhagavatamrita, written by whom? Rupa Goswami, I think, Sanatana. So like that, Brihad Bhagavatamrita, all these great acharyas, they are empowered by Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to write about the Bhakti Shastra. So, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Like Vasudeva, I'm trying to say. Now the word came also, you will see here, Haribol, beyond birth and death. Very, very important book for the sadhakas, those are practicing devotional service. Beyond birth and death, first chapter is called, We Are Not These Bodies. This is theoretical understanding. We are not these bodies. It's a very nice, this nice explanation is there. Dehi nityam avaddoyam dehi sarvasya bharata tasmat sarvani bhutani natvam sochitum arhasi. O descendant of Bharata, he who dwells in the body is eternal, can never be slain. Therefore, you need not to grieve for any creature. This is Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter, text 30. You should have a notebook. We are all students. ISKCON is college, school, university. It's not just, as a, temple or, it's school also, educational institution. Prabhupada says ISKCON is the educational institution. Now Prabhupada further explaining, the very first step in self-realization is realizing one's identity as separate from the body. Haribol. Say everybody Hare Krishna mantra. Loudly. I am not this body, but I am spirit soul. Ah, is essential relation for anyone who wants to transcend the depth, enter into the spiritual world beyond. Prabhupada writing. It is not simply a matter of saying, I am not this body. See, this is all very important. Prabhupada himself talking. Because in the Western world also, people talk about spirit and body. But that is not complete knowledge. Simply say, that's what Prabhupada is talking. It's not simply a matter of saying, I am not this body, but of actually realizing it. This is not the simple as it may seem at first, although we are not these bodies, but are pure consciousness. It's a great science. We read, what do we know? Anybody knows what is meant by pure consciousness? What is that? Even Krishna consciousness, there is pure Krishna consciousness. There impure Krishna consciousness also there. Like a chanting, offensive chanting, offenseless chanting. So Krishna consciousness does not mean that, maybe somebody is 5%, 20%, that I'm trying to talk. Anyway, Prabhupada always talks about it. It's a great science. Anyway, I don't want to go to deep understanding of all these things. Somehow or other, we have become encased within the bodily dress. If we actually want the happiness and independence that transcend the death, we have to establish pure self, remain in our constitutional position as a pure consciousness. Leaving the bodily conception, our idea happiness is like that of a man in delirium. Some philosophers claim that delirious condition. Here I'm studying very deeply these books. Many quotations are there. I'm trying to bring about the Vasudeva. That is the year I note down. This is the 4th canto, chapter 3, text 22. 4th canto, chapter 3, entitled that, chapter 3 is called Talks Between Lord Shiva and Sati. Text 22. My dear young wife, certainly friends and relatives offer mutual greetings by standing up, welcoming one another, offering obeisances. But those who are elevated to the transcendental platform, being intelligent, offer such respect to the super soul, who is sitting within the body, not to the person who identifies with the body. Ah. Everybody can repeat. It's very good to, you know. My dear young wife, certainly friends and relatives offer mutual greetings by standing up, welcoming one another, and offering obeisances. Now, I would like to say this is culture. In the Western world, this culture is not there. Harival, am I right? Hare Krishna, Vedic culture, Vedic civilization, Indian culture. Prabhupada always talks about this. ISKCON also, we have to follow this culture. Vaishnava culture, Bhāgavata culture. Ah, anyway. So this is the point I tried to. But those who are elevated to the transcendental platform, being intelligent, offer such respects to the super soul who is sitting within the body, not to the person who identifies the body. Anyway, purport also very nicely written. It may be argued that since Daksha was the father-in-law of Lord Shiva, it was certainly the duty of Lord Shiva to offer him respect. In answer to that argument, it is explained here that when he learned the person stand up or offer obeisances in welcome, he offered respect to the super soul who is sitting within everyone's heart. Among Vaishnavas, therefore, it's seen that even when a disciple offers obeisance to his spiritual master, the spiritual master immediately returns the obeisances because they are mutually offered not to the body but to the super soul. So very deep understanding is there. That is that we cannot imitate spiritual master also. Spiritual master is the topmost platform of devotional service, Mahabhagavat. Therefore, the spiritual master also offers respect to the super soul situated in the body of the disciple. That's what we heard, right? Huh? You heard, no? We heard, right? Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur used to say that. He used to do that. And the disciple offering obeisance is also offering obeisance. He's a great acharya. You cannot imitate. See, I point out this Vaishnava. Now Vaishnava, we have to deep study even about the Vaishnava. What is meant by Vaishnava? Vaishnava means devotee of the Lord. Then again category. Huh? Give the example of category. Not only that, everything. Actually, a Vaishnava example I try to say. We call it Bhakta program, right? But Hanuman also called Bhakta. Am I right? Bhakta Hanuman ki. Now our Bhakta is here. Where is he gone? Where did he go? So what I'm trying to say about the Bhakta, Vaishnava mean we are all Vaishnavas, but they are different categories. That I'm trying to say. Now, like for example, this book is called Songs of the Vaishnava Acharyas. We are all not Acharyas. Why Acharya is different? Vaishnava Acharya. Haribol? This is the songs of the Vaishnava Acharyas. Not only Vaishnava, Acharya. Different. Somebody's name may be Acharya. Does not mean that he is Acharya. Huh? Like in the Sri Sampradaya also, generally call it Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya. That is those who are in that line or whatever, in the names also they are given to them. Krishnamacharya is the name, it's not his Acharya. Right? Am I right or wrong? Anyway, so here what I tried to say, I'm talking about a Vaishnava. Prabhupada's telling. Devotees. Devotees do not identify with the body. Which devotee? Pure devotee. Mahabhagavat. We Kanishta devotees, we identify ourselves with the body. As a brahmachari, as a grihastha. They're not much, actually, we are not much. That also was following. Vanaprastha, sannyas. They're all devotees. Brahmachari bhakta, grihastha bhakta. So what I'm trying to say that devotees do not identify with the body, so offer respect to Vaishnava means offering respect to Vishnu. Haribol. Now here also I get everything is a question of realization. Every day we are offering respect to the, Vaishnavas, right? Let's offer our respectful obeisance unto the all Vaishnava. I say all Vaishnava acharyas. Significant. So, when we say, he is just like a kalparuksha. Are you like kalparuksha? Then, so this is applicable to the pure Vaishnava, the offering respect. They are just like a desire tree who can fulfill the desire of everyone, who are full of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. So the offering respect to the mostly the realization is for pure Vaishnavas. As a principle, we also offer respect to the Vaishnava, those who are first initiated or second initiated. This we have to go deep understanding. Like a Upadeshamrita also talking about that. And I don't want to go to very deep understanding. This is the simple I'm trying to say. It is stated also that as a matter of etiquette, As soon as one sees the Vaishnava, one must immediately offering respect. Who is that? You know, of course, Vaishnava is the devotee. Whether brahmachari, grahastha, vanaprastha, anybody. But still is recommended when you see the sannyasi. What to speak about Vaishnava sannyasi? Even a Mayavadi sannyasi, if you see Prabhupada, you know, you might have heard, right? You heard, right? Where you heard? In Vrindavan Prabhupada talks about somebody came to see Prabhupada, is a Mayavadi sannyasi. Prabhupada asked the disciple to pay obeisance to him. You heard this? So like this. So what I try to say, that is explaining. Whenever you see the deity of the Lord, Pratiman Društva, Yatin Cheva Tridandinam, Namaskaram na kuryat, Prayaschitta yate nare. It says that, especially when you see the sannyasi, you don't consider him whether he is from where. You have to bow down. Namaskar na kuryat. So what is the atonement for that? If you don't pay obeisance, bow down to the Vaishnava sannyasi. You have to fast on the day. That is explaining. I'm talking about the Vaishnava, the obeisances. Anyway, so Prabhupada is telling that, so offering respect to Vaishnava means offering respect to Vishnu. Now Vaishnavas, you can see, we are putting tilak. This is a temple. Haribol. Om Sri Keshavaya Namaha. Om Sri Vaishnavaya Namaha. Om Sri Madhavaya Namaha. Sri Govindaya Namaha. 12 places we are putting the, it's like a temple. That is written in the handbook of Krishna consciousness. Early days, now I don't know whether handbook. So what I try to say, Prabhupada is talking about Vaishnava, we offer respect because it's a Vishnu. Vaishnava means offering respect to Vishnu. It is stated also that as a matter of etiquette, as soon as one sees the Vaishnava, one must immediately offer him respect, indicating the super soul sitting within. A Vaishnava sees the body of as a temple of Vishnu. Since Lord Shiva had already offered respect to super soul in Krishna consciousness, offering respect to Daksha, who identified with the body, his body was already performed. There was no need to offer respect to his body. For that, it is not directed by any Vedic injunction. Anyway, this word here, Vasudeva, I note down. Let us see, second canto, second chapter, 32. This is a second canto, chapter 2. The Lord in the heart. Text 32. Okay, let us see. Maybe 23. Anyway. Yeah. Aribal is not second canto, okay? Fourth canto, chapter 3, text 23. No, listen, I note down everything. I mistakenly, that is also there. But the Vasudeva word came here. Okay? Fourth canto, chapter 3, text 23. Nice look also. Okay, anyway. Everybody can repeat after me. I'm always engaged in offering obeisances to Lord Vasudeva in pure Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness, always pure consciousness, in which the Supreme Personality of Godhead, known as Vasudeva, is revealed without any covering. So this is so interesting, right? We can go a little bit further. Everybody listen now. The living entity is constitutionally pure. Asangoyam Purusha. In the Vedic literature, it is said that the soul is always pure. Haribol. Ah? But you will see in different places Prabhupada talks. Now here is Prabhupada talking pure, but Prabhupada said contaminated soul. Haribol. Ah? Different, no? Here Prabhupada saying pure soul. Prabhu Vishnu Prabhu. But in the nectar of devotion, that Sravanam hearing, there Prabhupada says contaminated soul. How the soul contaminates? So this is deep understanding of Krishna consciousness. Every day we are contaminated, right? How? When you go to bathroom, you are contaminated. That is recommended to take bath. Woman is contaminated every month. So we should think these are all very, very important. So you cannot come in the contamination state in the temple or deity room or temple. You cannot do anything. You have to purify yourself. That I am trying to say. Okay. So Prabhupada said, the living entity is constitutionally pure, asangoyam purusha. In Vedic literature, it is said that the soul is always pure, uncontaminated by material attachments. The identification of the body with the soul due to misunderstanding. Can anybody can say why there is a misunderstanding? What is the reason? Bolo? Huh? No, the reason. No, the reason is ignorance, illusion, maya. whatever you say. Nothing but that. That is the every day. You chant prasadam time. I don't think. Here we chant. No? Why? Anyway. Sharira Vidyajal. Jarendriyatayakal. That is that is recommended. Before you honoring prasadam, you have to chant. Everybody should chant. Not everybody play. Anyway. Okay. Anyway, not just saying. So the body is the lump of ignorance. Of course, the karmi's body is different, the Jnani's body is different, the yogi's body is different, a devotee's body is different. That is different. Again, different. Pure devotee's body is completely transcendental. Anyway, so misunderstanding because of the ignorance, illusion, Maya. Okay? As soon as one fully Krishna conscious, it is to be understood that one is in his pure, original, constitutional position. This state is existence called Shuddha Sattva, which means that it is transcendental to the material qualities. Every day now, our president say that, no, transcendental announcement. Huh? Krishna consciousness is completely transcendental. Right? Anyway. So transcendental means, that is also explaining. That is the knowledge also transcendental knowledge. Every day we sing to Prabhupada, Divya Gyan Rude Prakasito. From him ecstatic prema emanates, by him ignorant destroy. The lotus feet of our spiritual master are the only way which we can obtain pure devotional service. I bow down to his lotus with a great abandon. By his grace one can call. This is where every day we are chanting. So what I try to say, ignorant destroy only by when you develop pure love for Krishna. As long as you don't develop pure love for Krishna, you are always in ignorance. Anyway. For example, Prabhupada is talking about that consciousness. When iron is put into the fire, it becomes warm. And when red hot, although it is iron, it acts like a fire. Similarly, when copper is surcharged with the electricity, its action as the copper stops. It electricity. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 14, text 26, Mam Chayo Vibichare. That is explaining. So therefore, Shuddha Sattva, as described in this verse, is the transcendental position, which is technically called Vasudeva. That is the word came here, right? That is I note down here in this beyond birth and death. It's very important. That's what I'm trying to bring about this. Now the first statement only I'm reading, I'm explaining. You can have this all 6 days I'm going to be, you should give me chance to give this class. 11th I'm going to Los Angeles. So I will not complete this purport. So only one sentence I am discussing. Bhagav Sapta. We will have a Bhagav Sapta. Anyway. Like here, in the purport, it says, no, when one engages in transcendental devotional service, this is also very interesting. The transcendental word came in Bhagavad Gita also. You remember? I mean, transcendental. I think second chapter. Huh? Okay. This is second chapter, Aribol. Second chapter, text 54. Arjuna Vacha, Sthita Pragnasya Ka Bhasha. There, I'm trying to bring this transcendental word came. Arjuna said, "O Krishna, what are the symptoms of one whose consciousness thus merged in transcendence? How does he speak? What is his language? How does he sit? How does he walk?" Those who are serving, you have to pay attention to the ears. You may be doing with the hand, seva. You have to hear also. Our Brajamana is hearing. Now the two are engaged now. Devarishi and Natam and our Mataji are okay, Bhakta also. But still you have to hear. Hearing also service. Don't think that service means only not physical. Everything physical is anyway. Sravana seva, Kirtana seva, Smarana seva, Pada seva, Archana seva, everything seva. Prasada seva. Huh? Anyway, I'm going to finish. I don't want to go. Time is limits. The purpose of Prabhupada says, there are symptoms for each and every man in terms of the particular situation. Similarly, one who is Krishna conscious has his particular nature, talking, walking, thinking, feeling, etc. As a rich man has a symptom by which he is known as rich man. A diseased man has a symptom by which is known as disease. As a learned man has symptoms. So a man in transcendental consciousness, see, transcendental, very, very important. Anyway, so here it says, no? Okay. That is a bhakti. I am concluding. Bhakti, the word bhakti, like yesterday we discussed, day before yesterday, I think. Bhakti means there must be a devotee, there must be a devotion, and what is that? What? Bhagavan, Supreme Personality of Godhead. Otherwise, there is no meaning of bhakti. And I'm trying to complete conclusion of the class. So bhakti, it comes at Krishna, Prabhupada telling, no, Krishna gives intelligence. He also takes away the intelligence. It happens sometimes. I'm trying to bring about the bhakti, okay. The real meaning of bhakti is devotion, okay. Now, according to Nectar of Devotion, there are three processes of bhakti. Sadhana bhakti. Second one, Raganuga bhakti or Raga bhakti, whatever he calls. Third one, Prema bhakti. Then there is a Prema bhakti is called also Para bhakti. Para means transcendental. So bhakti also, Kapila teaching, right? Now we are going to 25th chapter. There nicely you can hear about this. Our bhakti is the three modes of nature. We are engaged in devotional service, though it is transcendental, but we are not in transcendental. Just like a temple also transcendental, but those who come here, they are not transcendental, right? Still they are under the modes of nature. That's what here Prabhupada is talking that an individual soul is to be eternally servitor of the Supreme Lord, Vasudeva. Uh, so Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, what he says? Haribol? Everybody can say what he says. Okay, one person. Arjunananda Prabhu. What he says? He says everything. Okay, yeah, that is the perfect answer. What is another? Brajamohan Prabhu, what is telling? Okay, same. What are the answers for every others? So like that, So Jiver is quite Krishna Nitya Das. I am studying about that also, the statement. We cannot be directly Krishna Das. Is it possible? So this is also we have to study. We have to become a servant of the 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 servant. I would like to finish this. Okay. It's a nice, Mukunda Mala also is a very, very important book. I recommend all the devotee brahmacharis, devotees should know this book is very, very important. I'm going to finish this one sloka. The nice sloka. Majjanmana madhukaita bare matpradaniya madanugra esha eva tadbrutya brutya paricharaka brutya 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 setimam smaralokanata. That is explaining. Everybody can repeat after me. O enemy of Madhu and Kaitaba, O Lord of the universe, the perfection of my life, the most cherished mercy you could show me would be for you to consider me. Everybody, only I'm hearing the sound of Arjuna and Nanda. Everybody can. Okay. Consider me the servant of 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 your servant. I'll stop here, okay? Any question, any comment, any discussion? Okay.
Maharaj, in the Śrimad Bhāgavatam 4.3.22, where you mentioned Lord Shiva didn't get up to offer obeisances to Daksha because in the heart of his hearts, he had already offered obeisances to the super soul uh, in Daksha's heart. So at the same time, later on, we went on to discuss that when we see different gradations of Vaishnavas, that we also have to offer obeisances. But in that purpose, Sri Prabhupada is explaining that when we offer obeisances, we are offering obeisances to the Paramatma in the heart and not to the person. So then with what mood should we offer obeisances to devotees? Because we are offering to the Paramatma, not to the devotee.
First of all, this should be, we receive this knowledge, this understanding. As a regular process, we are not, when you are seeing Krishna, when you are serving Krishna, seeing Krishna, you seeing Paramatma. Example I'm telling. What I'm trying to say that, so it is recommended. Prabhupada is telling now Vishnu, Vaishnava, we offer respect because it's Vishnu temple. In that sense. Anyway, this simple answer. Okay, you heard that.
Similar question. It says we offer to the Paramatma, but then Krishna himself says the one who's my devotee is not the one who offers me direct worship, but worships my devotee. What? So that seems like a contradiction.
I didn't follow what is it.
So in 4.3.22, worshipping the Vaishnava means not worshipping the body, but worshipping the Paramatma within. But then Paramatma himself, or Lord Shiva at least, is telling that Vishnu wants Tadiya. He likes that when you worship Tadiya. So it seems like it's a contradiction because you're either worshipping Paramatma or you're worshipping Paramatma Tadiya. So it seems like a
When
contradiction.
you're talking about contradiction, Prabhupada says, it looked like contradiction, but there's no contradiction. Bhagavad Gita, Bhāgavatam, everything is transcendental. No contradiction. That is the first we have to understand. You know, Uh, it's not it's a completely transcendental. That is why we have to also our position of understanding. You know, in that level, I'm trying to say that. Of course, like same thing, no, Parvati was asking, no, which is the worship. Aradhanam Sarvesham Vishnu Aradhanam. Better than Vishnu is worship of the pure devotee, right? That is there. Also, in the same purport, Krishna is telling to Arjuna, right? Those who claim themselves to be devotees, not my devotee, right? Krishna says, who says that I am the devotee of the devotee of the devotee is real devotee. So Vaishnavas are all Dasa Dasa Anudas. Okay, Hare Krishna. Bolo Maha Maha Patitapan Srila Prabhupada ki.